Hi guys. So I have been sitting on a personal story for quite some time now. Um, and I've kind of been encouraged by a few other posts that I've seen lately to really share this personal story because it is a part of why I do what I do. And it's also part of, well, most of the reason why I know that your mindset and the power of your mind is just so much more amazing than anyone truly understands. And why your identity is so important and your ideas on yourself and all of this kind of stuff. So I've decided it's time to be a little bit vulnerable and share this story because I think it could help a lot of people and really bring to light information that can help people. So, um, about, gosh, it would have been 5-ish years ago now, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called multiple sclerosis. And it's something that you are not supposed to be able to get rid of or heal yourself from. Um, and you can end up in a wheelchair, you can end up dying early. It's really not a very nice disease. It's something that um, just disintegrates your body, really, and your mind. And it can happen quite quickly for some people. So, I was diagnosed with that about 5 years ago. Um, and within 9 months, it was gone. And that was my plan. That was what I had intended was going to happen. And in my mind, I was never going to be that person. I was never going to be in a wheelchair. Never, I never had any intention of being that way. So when I was first diagnosed, I remember sitting in the neurologist's office. I had had CT scans and spinal taps and MRIs and all the tests you can think of. And I remember him saying to me, "You have MS. And in 9 to 12 months' time, we are going to do all of these tests again to see which kind of MS you have because there are a couple of kinds that you can have." So in that moment, I looked at my mum who was with me and she just burst into tears. And I remember thinking, no, nope, I'm not doing this. This is not me. No, I'm not having that. So, as soon as I walked out of that office, I kind of started forming a plan in my mind. I was looking and researching anything and everything that I could. So I was looking for people that had healed themselves. I was looking for diets, exercise, mindset stuff, anything I could find. So at that time, I was actually studying and training to get into hypnotherapy, and um, I already knew how important mindset was, and I already knew the power of the mind, but it was really helpful that I was almost all the way through my study and I knew how to use it. So I started from that moment every day. I was doing mindset work. Every time I had a thought or anything that entered my mind about a wheelchair or the things that could happen, straight away I shut it down and I reframed it and I changed it. And I was constantly looking forward, looking ahead, thinking about all of the things I had to look forward to, imagining myself in 10 years' time running around with my kids and riding horses and going to the gym and being really fit and all of that kind of stuff. So I changed my diet and I changed my exercise routine. I went to the gym more and I started getting really active. And I went to acupuncture. But the main thing that I did was focus my mind. One of the other really important things that I did was I didn't tell anyone about the diagnosis. I only told the people that needed to know. So a lot of my friends might be watching this and they still have no idea because I didn't really tell anyone. I told my best friends and I told my family, not my children, just my husband and my parents and my sister. And I asked them not to tell anyone either. Whether they did or not, I don't know. But to me, it was really important because I knew that if a lot of people started to find out, I would get all of that sympathy and all of that, oh no, poor you, and I would get so many questions. And to me, that wasn't something that I wanted. And to me, that would add to the identity of being a sick person, of there being something wrong. And that wasn't something that I was going to let in. So part of what I wanted to talk about in this video is identity and how important that is when it comes to things like healing yourself, or even goals that you have, like sports goals. If you want to lift more weight, if you want to run faster, if you want to build your business, identity is so important. So I was looking to heal myself and I didn't want the identity of a sick person. So I didn't want everyone to know. So I just went about my life as usual with a bit more importance on the things that were going to help me, and I dropped everything else. So it was a really busy time for me. I had a lot going on. I had 2 young kids. I was studying. I was working full time, and I had this diagnosis, and we were planning our wedding. There was just so much going on. So I just never let myself be that person. I never let myself be that sick person. And I think that's the main thing that got me through. So after doing all of the mindset stuff, using self-hypnosis every day, especially, when I had the chance to sit down, like at acupuncture was a great time to be doing self-hypnosis. And I was constantly giving myself the suggestion of being a healthy person, of being able to heal myself, of all of those types of things. Anytime anything entered my mind, I would reframe it and carry on with the day. So I spent a lot of time doing that. And 9 months later, I got called back in. I redid all the MRIs. So the first time they did the MRIs, they found lesions on my brain. On a specific part of my brain, right? So when I went back in to have these MRIs done, it was basically to see whether the lesions had gotten worse or stayed the same, and if they'd spread. So I went into the test again, and the neurologist rang me himself the next day, which doesn't really happen. And he said to me, I need you to come in as soon as you can. So straight away I was kind of like, oh, what's going on? This is not quite right. So I went back into the office the next day, again with my mum, and sat down, and he said to me, I want to show you something. I said, okay. So on the computer screen, he brought up the 2 MRIs of my brain, the old one and the new one that he'd just done. And if you guys haven't seen an MRI, what it looks like is it's kind of looking down through your brain this way. And then what he did was scrolled through both the pictures. He had them side by side, so it was scrolling through my brain like this. And he got to a certain point and he stopped and he said, okay, so what do you notice about these? And the one on the left had lesions. And I said, well, the one on the right, there's nothing there. And he said, yeah, there's nothing there. That doesn't happen. Lesions don't just disappear. And I was like, well, they're not there, so where have they gone? And he said, I don't know, but they're not there. So I can't say that you have MS. I can't say that anymore. So I was like, yes, excellent. It worked. And he said to me, what have you been doing? And I said, oh, well, I've done this mind stuff, and I've been to the gym, and I've changed my diet, and blah, blah, blah. I told him everything, and he was like, well, whatever you've done, it's worked, but I haven't seen this before. and there's nothing else I can do for you because there's nothing wrong with your brain. You're fine. So, just like that, I walked out of there and I didn't have MS anymore. And I 100% believe that, yes, absolutely, I changed my diet, I changed my fitness routine, I did all of that, but I really believe that it comes down to your mindset. And you can do anything, if you have the right mindset and you believe that you can do it. Change your identity, you can change your life. And this is something that I can help you with. If you need help, if you want to lift more weight, like I said before, if you want to get rid of anxiety, if you want to get rid of a fear or a phobia, if there is just something in your life that you are not happy about, you are not stuck. You can change it.